Hello my beautiful little Moglets. Today we're playing some more Arknights. We've recently hit, well, I guess level 46, but title's gonna be 45 just because it's nicer and rounder. And we're gonna spend today's video talking about progression tips. I was playing quite a bit over the weekend. As I progressed, my opinions on certain things have changed. And I would say the main thing has to do with Orginite Prime. Actually, I think when I did like my level 20 video or something, I suggested buying the packs with Orginite Prime. However, that has definitely changed for me now as I've gotten higher level, and this level 40 pack cost 18, which is a ton. You do seem to always get the Arundum value, so at 18, and then all this other stuff is basically bonus. So obviously, if you're the type to exchange your primes for Arundum, then it's a no-brainer, you should buy all of them. Because again, they give you the Arundum for it anyway. So obviously I'm not exchanging my primes for the summoning currency anymore. Because if you want to progress fast, you need a ton of primes. You can spend 10 per day refreshing your energy. And obviously if you want to progress fast, that's what you're gonna have to do. As a free-to-play player, that is extremely unsustainable. You'll run out very quickly and won't be able to get them back. As far as I know, you can really only get primes from first clears. You might get some here and there elsewhere, but not many, mostly just first clears. So if you want to progress fast and continue to progress fast, you do have to visit the store. As this is a PvE game, I wouldn't wail too hard on it unless you just, I don't know, really like progressing fast. I did buy the monthly card for $4.99, as it usually is with monthly cards. That's like the best bang for your buck in the shop. You get enough Arundums for a 10 pull at the end of the month, 6 primes for $5, that just by itself, that's the same amount of primes you get directly buying it. And then of course a sanity potion every day for 30 days, which is 60 energy, which at my current level is about half of my full recharge, so about half of a prime. So that's like 15 extra primes there in energy. A little bit less as you go higher up. Which is another thing I want to talk about, efficiency. You can't really progress fast and be efficient at the same time, because for maximum efficiency, you would actually need to wait until you are at max level to start using primes for energy. Since primes work like that you get your cap refilled. So right now we're only talking about level progression, which doesn't actually do anything for you except raise your cap. You don't necessarily need to be high level, but progression and leveling up kind of go hand in hand together. But yeah, as you can see, CE4 takes 25 energy. We get 300 XP for that, and we need 7,500 for the next level. So in 25 runs, we would level up from start to finish. 25 runs is 625 energy, or 5 entire primes. We can take 1 prime off since we get our energy refilled at a level up. So this is just to point out the fact that to continue leveling up, yeah, you need a lot of primes. From 46 to 47, we would need 4. And I trust that's only going to get higher and higher as we get higher and higher. What about actual power? You know, being able to beat the story stages and all that? Well, basically you're going to be spamming Cargo Escort when Cargo Escort is open, and Tactical Jewel when it's not. If pure progression is what you want, then those two are going to be your jam. I originally said in my level 20 that you shouldn't be spamming, you know, the Tactical Jewel too much because you're gonna run out of LMD. I mean, yeah, that's still true, unless you're also spamming the LMD place a lot. A lot of the 3, 4, and 5-star operators are good, so if you want to progress quickly, stay away from summoning. Only use the Arundum you get anyway from, you know, Annihilation, wherever else. On summons, never... Yeah, never convert your prime to Arundum. As far as my base goes, we got our first trading post, factory, and power plant to level 3, which was cool. I'm personally still only doing gold for LMD. There's another thing I want to talk about the base. When you get a trading post and factory up to level 3, you can switch business strategy to start getting requests for a different material, which will give you Originum. I tried it for a bit, decided it wasn't really worth it, at least not for now. I'm sure it'll be worth it at end game when you don't necessarily want or need to progress fast, I guess. But if we go to our factory, we can see the Originum materials, and you can see what you need to make one of these. It takes 1 hour minus whatever your operators reduce that by, which isn't the problem, but it also costs LMD rather than gives you LMD like the metal does, which requires literally nothing. But you also need different materials that can be used for skill enhance. So if you're doing Originum orders, that means you're gonna have to spend a significant amount of your stamina farming devices or or rock cubes if you go that route, instead of the battle record stage or the LMD stage. So I think you should definitely stay away from this until much later in the game, unless of course you don't really care about progressing quickly. If you don't, that's cool. If you want to take your time, that's cool. Like, I totally understand that. This is a PvE game, you know? You're not really gonna get left behind or thrown out of a meta or anything, you know? So all I'm saying with this is this will slow down your progression pretty significantly in my experience, since it will cost you extra stamina and LMD rather than earning LMD through gold and selling it. Not to mention, you only get 20 per order. 20 Orundum. You need 6,000 for a tin pole. It's just not really worth it in my opinion. So another tip for progressing quickly is to not raise too many different heroes. So we have a handful of elites, 15. I can look back now and say that some of them weren't necessary, like Haze here, since I already had a Mia. They do pretty much the same thing, and it's pretty rare that you need 2 single target arts casters. I don't think Vanilla was super necessary, although she did help me clear the first stage of Annihilation, so I don't regret raising her, but looking back now, I'm not too sure she was totally necessary, because while she does give deployment points, you have to activate it manually, which I kind of overlooked. Like, we have raised Scavenger here, which does it automatically, which is much more convenient. I would say you should raise at least one of each type though, so Vanguard, Sniper, etc. Supporter and Specialist are a bit more niche, so you don't have to like rush to raise one of those, I would say. But Defenders are incredibly important. You should have at least 2 of those at all times pretty much, unless the stage is really special. Sniper at least 1, anti-air. As you get further into the game, I've noticed medics are less helpful, but still very, very useful. I've beaten a lot of things by taking double medics and just having the enemy not be able to pass, but that does reduce your damage quite a bit. And more often than not, I'm dying because there are just too many enemies clustering and, you know, Defenders can only block so many. Vanguards are super important for the beginning. Like I said, all of them are really important. I would say Defender is the most important of the classes though. An AoE caster like Lava is really recommended too. If you have someone higher star or whatever, cool. Mine's maxed out now, so she'll never be stronger than this, which is kind of sad, but what can you do? I do have a 4-star AoE caster, but no, I'm not going to raise him yet. I think 55 Elite is still good enough for now. Frostleaf is my next project. She's really interesting. She's ranged, but also melee. So she's a guard. She has those guard stats, you know, high HP, kind of low defense, but I'm currently struggling on the 5th stage. Yeah, we can't really check out the L&D stages anymore, but those guys ignore defense anyway, so guards are really good there. Courier is another solid Vanguard, pretty much the same as Scavenger, but you can super easily max out his potential through the credits shop. Another small tip that's pretty obvious but might be overlooked is if you're more on the free-to-play side, definitely never spend more than 10 pulls on a banner. On the 10th roll, if you haven't gotten a 5-star, you're guaranteed a 5-star, but then you're not guaranteed anything else until you're up to 100 summons. Then I believe it's guaranteed a 6-star. I made a lot of beginner mistakes, blowing a lot of summons on the first banner, exchanging my prime for Orundum to do more pulls. Yeah, I was making a lot of mistakes, but here I am, still alive. We're gonna do a couple pulls. From my understanding, I think it's better to do single pulls because, oh god. I mean, it hasn't happened to me yet, but I assume if you get a 5-star just by luck before the 10 pulls, then that guarantee will go away also, and you can save your Orundum for the next banner. Ain't gonna happen to us this time. A new one though, that's cool. I wonder if I finally got that mission done. Yes! Collect all of the members of 3 teams. Finally. Now I can continue on here. Reach 4,000 ambience. Elite 2 operator. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it. Get a core team of units, which again, you can comprise of mostly 3, 4, and 5 stars. You don't necessarily need 6 stars. Make sure it's well-rounded with all different types in there. Again, mostly these first 6, Vanguard, Sniper, Medic, Caster, Guard, and Defender. And besides the odd run in story mode to progress or raise someone's skills, which is also important, don't get me wrong, you're gonna be spending the rest of your stamina doing tactical drill and cargo escort pretty much. However, if your main priority is just on waifu collecting or whatnot, then yeah, convert all your primes, get your base stuff up to level 3, start producing those Orundums, just get as much Orundums as possible and summon forever. You'll keep leveling up at least, it's just your operators won't get much stronger. If you're not strictly free to play, then the monthly card is definitely worth it. Also, this starter headhunting pack, 20 bucks, 2 tin rolls, super good value. I'm like mostly free to play. I've just gotten the monthly card once and the starter pack, so I've spent 6 bucks. And while we're in the store, a sort of side tip, these headhunting permits for 10 of these is a decent value, but don't start buying them until you have around 300 of these tickets. because as you go to phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, it gets cheaper and cheaper. And these advanced certificates are very, very hard to get. You only get 1 per new hero, and if you get a duplicate 5 or 6 star, you get 5 or 10. I don't remember the exact number you need to max this out, but it was around 300. I'm sure someone in the comments will leave the exact number. Wait until it refreshes, in this case 4 days before you buy any. Oh damn, and this one for 26 bucks, 42 primes. That's tempting as hell, I gotta be honest. But yeah, I don't think there's too much else to say. If I were to do everything perfectly from the beginning, I'm sure I could have spammed my way up to like 55 or level 60. But yeah, as is now, I'm already running low on primes, and you know, in a couple days I won't have any anymore. So that's when it slows down for me, unless I'm going to head to the store, since I transferred so many into Orginite to summon, just because I wanted to. And it's fine if you want to do that too. I just don't really feel the need to anymore, as I have a pretty solid squad going, in my opinion. It's serving me fine, I guess. But yeah, make sure to leave your own tips, suggestions, thoughts, whatever in the comments down below. Dropping a like if you did happen to enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.